every 4 years. It's ironic how it's every 4 years, but every 4 years, we go through the same old story. We depend on the same old song for change. And every time we yield to that song, we go out and we sing that song within our spirits, hoping and expecting for something to change, right? On account of one measly thing that we've done. And on account of that thing, on that voting thing, I'm going to tell you what we're really voting on when we go out to vote. I'm going to tell you what we're really voting on, okay? You're voting for someone to fight the fight for you. You're voting for someone to make the decisions for you so you can continue on living your carnal life. Rather than be the one to stand up and fight for yourself, you would rather vote for someone else to do the fighting and standing up for you. You see, voting is a lazy spiritual process for the spirit that depends on others to stand up and do what they could only hope to do. But the true nature is that even in your hope and dependency on voting for someone else to stand in a place where you ought to be standing in your own life, you find yourself void of promises fulfilled, right? Void of action actually done that renders a change that should be the right change that you're all looking for. I'm going to tell you like this. All y'all want the change for good, but you're not ready for what good demands. All you want the change for righteousness, but you're not ready for what righteousness demands. All of you want wisdom, peace, and understanding, but you're not ready for these demands because you haven't yielded to these demands in your own personal life. You vote for someone else to stand up and rule, right? And cause change while you sleep and slumber at night in your lethargy, right? In your lack of actually changing your own selves. You see, voting is just the excuse for you not to change within yourself. For you to say, this is the one time, like every single holiday you wish and hope and pray on. This is the very one time we get to perform a ritual, because that's all it is, family. This is the one time we get the chance to perform a ritual that would make the statement within ourselves that we are ready for change. Yet, every 4 years, you come to sing the same old song. And yet, in that song, you leave it off the remaining 3 years in between. Affecting of a truth, no change for yourself or for those around you, family. I'm going to tell you who's truly insane. It is the carnal man that's insane. It's you who continue to make the same exact, take the same exact process, hoping for the same exact change, right? And as it has been revealed to you that if a good man does ever stand up on the throne of America, his change will not last for long because a wicked man will come right thereafter. It's almost like a person who works, right? And acquires all of these assets in this monetary gain only to die, and to whom does he leave it, right? A lot of y'all would say his children, but how does he ever know that being dead? This inheritance of this 4-year inheritance of this is the work that I've done, and after the work that I've done 4 years come again another man, makes some type of stipulations and changes that puts the death of my change into effect, that it will soon die hereafter. And then all of a sudden, the man who comes 8 more years down the line, or 12 more years down the line, or 16 more years down the line, right? These consciousnesses that will stand up, and these consciousnesses that see a different way will all change. Whatever effects that could have had they stood in place for long enough for man to, for a right change to be effected within every being, it will all come to null and void. It would all come to naught with regards to any good change a good man, whoever would stand upon the throne of presidency, could ever make. And then not only that, he has to be weary of the wars that are fast at hand and gathering all around him, the threats that he has to deal with. And then, even being a good man, he will eventually, his back will be put against the wall where he would have to have blood on his hands now, because his people have been persecuted and killed and things of that nature, and terrorist attacked and all of this other stuff like that. Want me to tell you who's crazy? The carnal man is crazy, because you hope for carnal man to lead you, right? And all I see is a bunch of wild animals who know nothing of spirit matters, ruling and dictating one another, right? Y'all actually go, you vote, and you perform your rituals. And I'm hearing that ice cream is the thing, right? You perform your rituals, and you make these things happen only to go to sleep at night feeling like you've accomplished the thing when you've truly done nothing to affect change. You see, I'm going to tell you like this. There is no one that's going to go in the presence of the Most High and say that I've done a good deed. My good deed is that I voted, and it be considered a merit in his presence. The Most High will not accept your vote for a carnal man or a carnal leader, or for any leader, to be effective change for your salvation, your specific salvation, right? You may have voted for someone, but this doesn't cause the change that was needful. Yea, even back then, sacrifice of animals and things of that nature couldn't make the giver thereunto or the comer thereunto perfect, right? As it is written. And so, how does voting make you perfect or righteous in the presence of the Most High? Right? When you walk right over the homeless man, or when you turn your nose up at someone you feel lesser than you, right? Or when you continue on throughout your day not considering a single thing about the Father, right? And even some of you who consider something about the Father, you think that your measure is measured up. The Father is an infinite source of research, right? Where a man would live their entire life doing this very thing. Let me tell you who's crazy. The carnal man is crazy, because you keep doing the same exact old thing, expecting a different result, and you know it. And the sad thing is that you point the finger at everybody else as being crazy, doing the same thing, expecting a different result. How many presidents have we had, people? And can you not look into the past to see the result of having those presidents? Susceptible to assassinations and things of that nature, right? Susceptible to whatever legislation they put into effect to be changed within the next 4 years, right? Because you are not voting for truth. You're voting for temporary. Just as temporal as your life is, you vote for a temporal thing. And so you vote for those who can affect change temporarily and not permanently. But the elect are at hand, who are here to affect change permanently. You understand what I'm saying? Yea, not not them per se, but the Father himself, who will affect that change permanently, and they will stand as the symbols and representations thereof, the instruments thereof. You understand what I'm saying? So, let me tell you who's crazy. You who live your life in death is not enough to woo you into perfection. You understand what I'm saying? The fact that you will die is not enough to cause you to question your entire life. You all are absolutely insane and crazy to consider that not even 100 years of this life is enough for you to stake your whole eternity on. You are absolutely crazy. Beyond measure, beyond anything I could even think, you are absolutely crazy. You carnal man, you wicked man, you evil man, you lazy man, you forgetful man, you man continuously struggling with his sins. Let me tell you what makes you crazy with sin is that you continue to allow yourself to fall short to your sins, not trying to do a new thing and overcome your sins. Don't you understand? Overcoming your sins is a brand new thing for you. And so if you would absolutely try that, which you are free and strong enough and able enough to overcome. See, here's the thing. You continue to cower in the presence of your sin and your shortcomings in that one that easily besets you, right? You cower in the presence of that thing, but the Father is steady trying to lift you up. Cause you to put your foot on the neck of that serpent. You understand what I'm saying? That serpent, that sin that easily besets you. Y'all are out here absolutely crazy. I bet you all y'all done voted all day today, right? And now y'all done feel like, oh, I've cast my vote for change, right? Don't you understand a nation divided even in the smallest measure will not stand? And so all of you who are divided went out to vote today. And you expect that your divisive vote is enough to cause change because you hope for the fact that you may have one more vote than the next, or one more vote than your opposition, right? In order to say to yourself, hey, we've defeated the opposition. You've defeated no one but yourself, family. Look at the construct that the carnal life, living the carnal life, has been placed before you. A lot of y'all are really in error, who's sitting up here giving God the glory for your carnal living, right? All of y'all are saying, hey, God is with Donald Trump, or God is with Biden, and all of y'all want to sit here and do that. And I've seen even the Israelis who proclaim, not really Jews, who sit up here and proclaim that, oh, God is with Donald Trump because Donald Trump fulfilled a prophecy. None of y'all are fulfilling prophecy out there. You're only causing the worst to happen for yourself. The only prophecy that you're fulfilling is the prophecy dictating the anger of the Most High, not the righteousness and love of the Most High, where the true and eternal prophecy will stand. But you all are only courting the anger of the Most High. The more and more you depend on someone to lead you. See, even the Israelites themselves, back in the scriptures, the ancient Israelites, right? They turned to the Most High and said, hey, we would like a leader to lead over us, like how the Gentiles have leaders leading over them. Give us leaders too. We want someone to lead over us. I mean, the Father, he went through the explanation. They will take your children into war, your sons into wars, and take your daughters here, and they would tax the nations and do all of these things. Everything that the Father knew that a man leading over his own brethren would do, because that's what it is of a truth. None of us need to be leading no one but ourselves. And in this, we will see the spiritual kingdom manifest. I don't lead you. You don't lead me. We are led of ourselves, of our own conscious dictates that will render us to be better beings in the presence of the Most High at all times. And this focus in and of itself is enough to change the entire world the way that it ought to be. Family, hope not in carnal things. Hope not in this world. Today we will find a brand new leader by tomorrow, right? If that new leader is the same leader over yet again, right? The one in whom power is given to, as it is the Antichrist, power is given to. And I would always wonder why would people willingly give their power to the Antichrist, but the fact that democracy wise they voted him in. And they all gave the power once he earned the title or went through the ritual, because that's all these things are that you're seeing happening right now. The presidential runs, the elections, the all of these things are nothing but rituals. The voting that you're doing, even the talking about it and the praising. You all praise the process of voting. And the Father himself did not give this process, but you all want to give him the cause or the blame or say that he's the one that gave it. When from the beginning he said he didn't want to rule over you. What makes you think he's going to change from that? You all must learn the Father, right? In order for you to know the error of your ways. You're out here voting for what, family? For what? The only vote you should cast, the only vote you should cast, and the only dictatorship that you have is you and you alone, yourself. You're the only one you can dictate. You're the only one when you make a decree, or if you will, vote within yourself, then you will see to it. Police the change within yourself so that you can affect the change within yourself, right? Begin to pray, begin to meditate, begin to read the word of the Most High and absorb all the wisdoms that are out there for you to receive, so that your mind can be transformed and turned into a new thing, and you learn that the Father is just this all good type of person who, where you used to thought he was all his hatred and all his anger, right, and all his power, if you will, he turns out to be in his power very meek, very humble, very mild, and very loving of you and carrying you through, right? And you all give him so many finite measures of things like mercy and grace and love. You give him all these things finitely, right? Because you think he's something like you, and he's not. The Father ain't nothing like us men in this world, right? And you carnal men out there in the world, right? The Father is nothing like us simple men, right? We fall and we stumble and we can never meet perfection, but we can always strive for it. And he stands as the example of the perfection we ought to strive for, family. You all are crazy out there who continue to hope in carnal things. And then your mind is so destroyed, so indoctrinated within it, that it's like dogma, it's like taboo, it's like a foreign thing to you to believe anything different. And some of y'all are so stuck in your minds and so stuck in your ways and in your thinking, that this is the reason why there must come about a great shaking of man's mind in the earth. A great terribleness you must see, so that you can understand and finally from that believe that you haven't always seen the big picture. Not whatsoever. You've seen only part of the picture. You must learn that in the life that you've been living, you must learn very well that it is in fact falsehood, that it is in fact temporal and carnal and things of that nature. You all continue to hope on the carnal thing because there's this hive mind that you all dwell in. See, the carnal man is a hive mind. You understand what I'm saying? That all carnal minds have put in their carnal thinking too. You understand? And they've put their carnal thinking into this hive, and they all believe in this hive. And as long as they hold hands and gather one with another, according to this understanding, that as long as you have that, these are the things you're gonna bow down to, right? Like you do your money. You see, money only has the power that you gather within yourselves to believe in. That's it. I gather everybody in America believes that this is the way to transact monetarily, right? So since we believe in it, we must live by it. And that is the nature of all the carnal things in the earth. Since you believe in your government, you must live by it. I'm going to tell you like this. There are really, truly, and of a fact, and of a sure thing, people in this world right now who esteem truly the government more than they do the Most High. They consider their governments, in a sense, God. And they treat them as the level of a God within their mind, of a truth. The government can do whatever it wants. The government is this. And I've heard you all say it for years as I grew up in this world. I've heard you all profess the magnitude, power, and might of your governments. And all of you would be willing to go to war and fight and kill for your governments, right? For what you call your nation, right? And you all go to sleep at pride because God esteemed this, not the God that's in the word of the Most High, not the Most High who created all things. He's not the one that esteems this. You understand what I'm saying? You all have found reason, cause to kill and destroy and hurt. Anyone looking for a reason to kill, destroy, and hurt cannot be trusted in the kingdom of the Most High. Because you will find reason in his presence to kill while he's standing right there. And before you even get to the chance to do so, you will be destroyed. You understand what I'm saying? Or caused to be at a pause in his presence immediately. And he's not going to be the one to pause it. You understand? Just his presence, just his autism alone is enough to set you straight. And yea, certain thoughts that you would think in your own so-called private time, you wouldn't dare to think in his presence because of his majesty that stands before you. This is a simple thing in the kingdom of the Most High. How men are right just because right is good. Men are wise just because wise is the best. Wisdom is the best, you understand? The best of all things. That which is best in all things. You understand what I'm saying? To all things, towards all things, from all things. Wisdom is the best. And love is the greatest fervor and passion within all things, and the greatest cause for all things to move and become and to exist. You understand what I'm saying? The greatest cause for creation itself. Family, it is a simple thing to do good just because that's who you are, or that's your nature. It's just that simple. It's in my nature to do good. That is the simplest you could ever get. And when you learn this, you would understand that in your free will, you must earn that merit. You must do these things to make sure that you are right just because. And then look, stoic righteousness, stoic wisdom, stoic peace, stoic understanding, which means that nothing in the environment could change these attributes in you. Anger could never get into you if your peace was stoic. You understand what I'm saying? Hatred could never enter into you if your love was stoic. You understand what I'm saying? And ignorance could never consume you if your wisdom was in fact stoic. Family. Whether up or down, it is the same, always, constantly seeking after the Most High, growing in Him infinitely. Y'all voting? And here's how I'm going to tell a story to you. You're going to vote, and whoever becomes president, if you will, you're going to feel, you're going to rejoice, you're going to be happy tonight. A lot of y'all might even riot tonight or whatever have you. Y'all going to feel some type of way tonight from the vote that presented itself as a magnitude vote when it is absolutely nothing in the presence of the Most High. And then the same president that you get standing up a year or two later, you're going to start to not like him, right? Because he's going to do the things that sway in your presence and is causing no effect to the change you expected, right? And then another 4 more years going to happen, and y'all going to hope and depend on those 4 years, and you're going to see another man come up, and you're going to vote for him. And then the same exact story gonna happen once again, while the whole United States is constantly falling. Why? Because there's division in this kingdom, right? One man's a Democratic, another one's a Republic, another one's a Democratic, another one's a Republic, another one's a Democratic, so on and so forth. And y'all keep playing this same exact song. When y'all get tired of the Republicans, you run to the Democrats. When you get tired of the Democrats, you run to the Republicans. And you all constantly playing this exact same song that carnal man has placed before you. While in your heart, confused and deceived that you've affected any type of change, right? Because you voted, right? And I've got people close to me that constantly believe in this process of voting, right? When I've seen it year after year after year, and I lost my faith and hope in that a long time ago. Because I knew carnal man was behind it. Scratch shadow government, scratch all of what y'all talking about. All of y'all out there are carnal-minded people. Oh no, we're not carnal-minded people. And here comes the defender, right? Here comes the defense, right? Because you don't like an offensive attack of truth, right? And you can put up your walls and you can defend all you want. But I tell you this, if it is in fact true, what I say, it will pierce the very essence of your soul, in order that truth may find a way in you. And if sorrow must be the thing that causes your soul to be, if you will, circumcised, your heart to be circumcised, family, it will be done. Y'all continue to play this same old song, right? And y'all can't even expect, I don't think y'all even can look within yourself and think that this nation could possibly fall. The same as the Israelites did when they thought that Israel could never possibly fall, no matter how much they transgressed against the Most High, right? And still didn't turn to Him, each and every man, not just the leaders that you all hope to be the ones that are God-filled and changed towards the Most High, while you still remain full of nothing but sin and gunk and muck. Family. And none of these leaders are turning to teach you anything about the Most High, right? None of them are teaching you anything about the Father that you serve, right? So as to make the right cause of change within you. They are only living carnal lives and doing things in a carnal way. And all of y'all are saying, oh yes, but the Father is controlling the carnal kingdom as well. But I will tell you this. That will be turned into hell, while you all continue to hope and wish and pray for it. Because I'll tell you like this, the Most High is the cause of all things. Yes, true enough. He is the creator of all things. Yes, true enough. Yes, but He is the cause of things. And when you understand that, you will realize that the things that cause are the things that cause of their own free will, but He caused them. And this is how He is the cause and yet is not the cause in the same exact sentence. And yet everything runs off of free will. The right to do and be what it was created and it was endowed and given the authority and dominion to do. And man in all of the land was given the highest dominion of all, family. And so everything will be caused and affected by his actions and his deeds and his words, and everything about him will cause and affect his entire environment, family. And it's the saddest thing right now. Evil is becoming so potent. Evil is becoming so potent and prevalent and evident in people that, like the forecast of weather, people are right now boarding up their businesses because they forecast evil will be afoot tonight, if not tomorrow or tomorrow night. There's a forecast of evil afoot right now, abroad, right now, within the air, right now. There's a forecast of evil, and men that are carnal as well. Men that are carnal as well, covetous as well, and greedy and about their money and their business only, are boarding up their businesses, and they're hoping for something to save their carnal covetousness and their greed, right? So that they can continue to maintain their money and their business and their self-pride over men they consider common. Right? And these are the same men who, when homeless people are sleeping outside or outside their business and fraying their customers away like a scarecrow, they would get rid of the homeless person, right? And not even pose any type of manner of help towards this person. This is the nature of the world, people. I've seen it over and over again. This is the nature of mankind right now. You all are dependent and hoping and doing on nothing but carnal things. And here's the thing. Well, one of y'all think y'all right. You are all wrong. Both of y'all are wrong. The Democrats, the Republicans, the businessman, the poor man, the rich man, the famous man, the lazy man, the private man, the open man. You're all wrong. Every single man that is out there right now who does not have his mind stayed on the Most High, you are wrong and in error. And look, because Proverbs opens the doors for any possible thing to happen, there are still those who go within and keep their minds stayed on the Most High, but the devil has a way to sneak pride in, and they stand up and they're so full of pride that they start to rise up within themselves, right? Even though their mind is still stayed on the Most High, they're still rising up and within themselves, and then the image that they used to have in their humility of the Most High becomes nothing but an image of pride within them. You understand what I'm saying? And the Most High becomes an image of pride within them, and they love that pride so much. They love that image of might over another being, or the mightiest of all things. They love that image of pride and of might and of sustenance and of lust and of all these. They love these images so much that this is what turns to God for them, because they believe that that's the way He is. And so all of y'all are out there promoting lust, right? I've seen it on Facebook so many different times. My brothers are out there promoting lust, multiple marriages, and sexual alchemy, and sexual this and sexual that, right? I've seen it. And I speak openly about it, right? Knowing that even the closest of brothers to me has to understand that this is error, because their focus is on the wrong thing. You understand what I'm saying? Because this thing becomes the thing that keeps you and binds you away from the Most High and causes you to do rituals that are separate from Him. And I guarantee you that this is the marriage that the Most High warned us about, of marrying outside of our native land, which is the Most High and the Most High alone. Not one of His attributes, but Him alone. You understand what I'm saying? As a whole, the whole thing. Not just one of his attributes, but all of them. You understand what I'm saying? And I know a lot of y'all will understand that might and all of these things are his attributes. But then here's what you have to understand, family. There are things that in the carnal become a hindrance to us, that in the material sense becomes a hindrance to us. You understand? And when we put weapons and swords and material things within our hand, the mind looks at these things and they begin to imagine and fantasize and have an enamored nature towards these things that they have. Right, and they fantasize about ways to use these things and about living the carnal life and the material life and things like that. Don't you understand? Your fantasy or your imagination is what dictates you, and so they know this when they make music videos and things of that nature to guide the helm of your imagination, family. They do this to guide the helm of your imagination. And from that, they can eventually birth in you what they would have in you according to that imagination. And so y'all still continue to depend on this carnal mindset, this carnal system. You see the rioters are wrong, and you see the business owners are wrong. You understand what I'm saying? And the people that are Democrats and the people that are Republicans, all of it, it's all wrong. You are all in error, and this is the reason why a great awakening is coming. Because while you're in the midst of your great error, here's the thing that's going to sneak up on you. Because while you're in the midst of great error, there still stands in you a seed that was planted by Christ himself, right? That makes the revelation of what's getting ready to be revealed to you nothing but an aha moment for you. You understand what I'm saying? The revelation of the level of righteousness that is to come. This will be an aha to you. It won't be in a sense, this will be almost something that you're remembering rather than something that's brand new. Everything about what's getting ready to happen is going to be something that you remember. Oh, I remember the God that I serve. Oh, I remember the Most High. Oh, I remember that he said that homosexuality was bad. I remember that he said that abortion, in a sense, was bad. You know, and I say in a sense because a lot of y'all got a lot of issues with that, which I'm going to go over that. But to speak it firmly, a lot of y'all even think that abortion is bad, and I get that. Because you don't understand the way things should be. When you understand the way things should be, you understand abortion is bad. If men would keep away from their lust that they have, their problem that they have, their issue that they have, you wouldn't see a problem. You would see a problem with abortion if that element was completely gone, right? So you got to get down to the truth of the matter is the fact that if a man marries a woman, if these orders were kept, if these orders was right, if she's wrong for committing abortion, if you will, if she's wrong for committing abortion for killing her husband's son or daughter that dwells within her, then she's wrong for doing it on any other level. There is no level that should be beyond marriage. You understand what I'm saying? And so even if a lot of y'all who are married say, oh, I still have a right to control my own body, but you don't understand. No, you don't, because your body isn't even yours. It is your husband's, and his body isn't his. His body is yours. You understand what I'm saying? And your bodies together are not your own, but it all belongs to the Most High at the end of the day. And when you get to this understanding, you will let life live. And when you get to the understanding that you coveting, there's nothing in the material realm that belongs to spiritual beings. You understand what I'm saying? The only thing in the spiritual realm that spiritual beings occupy and are stewards over is their own bodies. Like the wind is the body of the spirit of wind. The fire is the body of the fire, the spirit of fire, so on and so forth. You understand what I'm saying? All material things represent a body that houses a spirit or some type of power. that manifests a power in all of creation in order so that harmony may come about. And so this body isn't mine, it belongs to the Most High. So I must mortify the flesh in a sense, and detach my spirit from it, and so that the flesh can follow my spirit and not my spirit follow the flesh. These are the things that you all need to understand in all of creation. While you all are so hell-bent and so locked in on the things that are in this carnal life, in the things you want, the pride you want to have, and all of these things, while you're locked in on this, the words that I speak to you will be almost sense upsetting, a fire. It'll be confusing to you. You understand what I'm saying? And these are the things that I'm trying to get you all to understand. Your voting process isn't going to help the change, isn't going to affect the change. I guarantee you, while you vote for president today, next year, he's going to have to deal with a lot of different destructions that are naturally going to come about. He's going to have to deal with that. And he's going to be so tied up with the things that with trying to prevent the plagues from happening. He's going to be so tied up with trying to prevent the plagues of the Most High that he won't have time to affect your change that you seek, that you want in this life. And this is the nature. So, sad to say, but go out and vote. Hope for your change. Go to sleep and feel good about yourself, only to wake up tomorrow to find out that no change has come about. And that, in fact, things have gotten worse. And so, in 4 more years, you're going to be talking the same rhetoric about hope in the vote, right? And doing the same exact thing. And I'll be here to tell you the exact same thing and actually recount this video so that you all can see it and realize that you're doing the exact same thing. You see, you tend to forget that you did this last 4 years. You tend to forget what you did yesterday. And fall into the same old ditch. Well, I'm going to make a record of it every single time so that you all can understand that you're doing the exact same thing. And I'll say the exact same thing as if it were a holiday for me. So that you all can realize, wake up to the fact that you are carnally, fleshly, doing the exact same thing. And it's almost like you forget about it, like ignorance is truly a disease for you. So, peace and blessings. And I hope y'all wake up to the truth and understanding, because this is just the beginning and there's more videos to come. Shalom.